Missiles slammed into the heart of Haifa, leaving smoke, fire, and panic behind, not just in Israel, but across the entire region. As air raid sirens echoed through the city and civilians scrambled for shelter, far away in Geneva, suits sat stiffly across from one another, locked in what may be the last chance for diplomacy. The timing couldn't be worse. On one side, Iran accuses Israel of crossing red lines. On the other, Israel claims it's defending against a growing existential threat. But what no one is saying out loud, at least not yet, is this: the escalation we're witnessing may be just the beginning. What was once political tension has turned into open warfare, and the world is now staring down the barrel of something far more dangerous, something that looks very much like the opening of Pandora's box. What began as covert cyber attacks and proxy skirmishes has now exploded into direct confrontation. In the last 48 hours, Iran fired missiles deep into Israeli territory, striking Haifa. Israel responded swiftly with airstrikes on suspected Iranian positions in Syria and Iraq. The veil of secrecy is gone. This is now open war. And all of it unfolds as world leaders attempt last-minute diplomacy in Geneva. The so-called Geneva summit was meant to revive a frozen peace process. Sitting across from Iran's foreign minister, European diplomats from France, Germany, and the UK offered what they call complete negotiations, a broad deal covering Iran's nuclear ambitions, missile program, regional influence, and political hostages. But even before talks began, French President Emmanuel Macron drew a hard line: zero enrichment. In Tehran, this demand was received as nothing less than an insult, a betrayal of diplomacy, and what Iran calls an unprecedented blow to the UN system. Iranian officials claim a direct meeting with the US was scheduled for June 15, a potential breakthrough. But after a sudden Israeli strike, Tehran says that door was slammed shut. Whether sabotage or coincidence, it has fueled Iran's narrative that diplomacy was deliberately derailed. Now, the stakes are rising fast. Sources inside Iran hint at something even more alarming: the possibility of leaving the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty (NPT). If that happens, the last legal restraint on Iran's nuclear program would vanish. Such a move could trigger preemptive strikes, a regional arms race, or worse, a collapse of all nuclear oversight in the Middle East. Europe is desperate to hold the talks together. The US has said it's open to dialogue, but hasn't actively joined the table. That leaves France, Germany, and the UK in a fragile role, as mediators in a moment spiraling beyond anyone's control. This is no longer just about missiles. It's about credibility, control, and survival. Geneva could be the last diplomatic bridge standing, and it's already burning. With every missile strike, with every accusation, that bridge weakens. The fear now isn't whether things will escalate, it's how far, and how fast, before diplomacy becomes just a memory.